Well, so before I forget, I wanted to get you guys a kind of like an update video on both of these two power tools that I've had for probably about 5 years now. I use these pretty much exclusively in aviation, and I've since obviously brought them back to the house, to the shop, because I can use them a lot out here. My dad bought these for me about 5 years ago, one year for Christmas. Now honestly, I've absolutely loved these things. I did go ahead and replace them at work, just because it was more or less time to do so. Both of these batteries are finally starting to show their age. They do still hold a charge, but I figured, hey, I've done this stuff long enough at work, I kind of know what I want now, and I went ahead and bought a Festool compact drill, which I really like. I've used the hell out of that thing at work, and I've also got a Milwaukee Impact at work that I got a really good deal on. So I've since brought these back, and you know, for what they are, I think when my dad first bought them for me, they were somewhere around the $200 mark. And in all honesty, these things have just been really good tools. I've been really happy with them, and they've performed really well. But like I said, I was kind of at the point where I could replace the batteries, and I probably still will here at some point. But I just decided to take these back home and get something just a hair nicer for work use. Now, it does have a 30-minute quick charger. I've had no issues with the charger, or for that matter, either one of the drivers. They've both worked flawlessly over the years. This is, in fact, a 30-minute charger. It probably takes less time than that. It charges both the batteries up very quickly, and it always has. I've never had an issue with charging. They're both really lightweight in the hand. The Impact is a little bit heavier. Now, it doesn't have the chuck on the end, and that's really the only thing I don't like about it and haven't liked, because if the time comes that you want to actually use a drill bit, it has to be an Apex style bit. But that said, this has still been a great little drill. It's got a nice LED on it. It also has two different speeds. Batteries are, for what they are, they're okay. They're pretty lightweight. You know, you're not going to get a whole hell of a lot of runtime out of these, even when they're brand new, but it's not horrible. The Impact, on the other hand, is very handy for removing really tough screws that are, you know, in aviation I've had to remove panels that sometimes have had about 100 screws. You know, more often than not, you're going to strip them out if you don't use the Impact method and the proper size bit, which I have a special bit that I use on them. It's a Phillips head bit, but it's not one you can find in a Home Depot or anything, unfortunately. I have to order them online. But that coupled with this little Impact, and I've very rarely had to drill screws out. It does still happen from time to time, but you know, using a normal drill, a screwdriver that you can't put enough torque on, you're going to end up stripping the screws out. This particular Impact, it has a little bit more in the feature category than the drilled driver does. It's got a battery meter for one thing. Got definitely more light going on. Doesn't have any settings except pretty much on or off, but you can use the trigger to kind of vary how much torque putting onto a fastener. I can't remember offhand what the warranty was on them. I believe it was either a 2 or 3 year warranty, but I never even had to use that, simply because they've performed as advertised and I've never had an issue with them. But one thing that I do like about the Impact, when you need to, you can put a socket adapter on the end of it. You can do the same with the drill, but with the Impact it's a lot more usable. And you know, you can put an extension on, or if you want to put a screw bit on, you can do that as well with this. And that's magnetic, so it'll hold it in. But it's just really nice to have that, and I've already used it a lot here since I've brought it back, mainly on lawnmowers and a few other small things here and there. They've been in a somewhat harsh environment. You know, they're not being dropped into motor oil or anything like that. I do take very good care of my tools, and aviation, for the most part, at least the kind that I'm in, is a fairly clean environment to begin with, so you don't have to really deal with a lot of grease and grime and, you know, all sorts of shit getting all over your stuff. But that being said, I've been very happy with these, and I hope to get at least a few more years of use out of them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully some of you guys who are looking at purchasing the pair of these or one of them, or, you know, whatever, can make that decision a little bit easier now. No issues with them reliability wise, other than the batteries are starting to get weak. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. You all stay classy.